What is going on? Happy New Year. Singular. I gotta make sure I say that singular because the ratchets out there throw that S and it just goes on forever. Uh hey, can I say Happy New Year? I know it's been like a week. Either way, this is the All Sports Matters podcast. I am your host, Amir Sharaz. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to my brothers. I'm going to bring them on to the stage. The chef, the one and only Chef Robinson. What's going on, sir?
What's happening? What's going on? Happy New Year. All of
Happy
you
New
wonderful
Year.
people out here. My man.
Hey, what did the new year bring us this far?
Me being out of control, being managed in this kitchen, trying out different stuff and knowing I should be sitting down somewhere, but I can't stop myself.
Okay. That's New Year, same chef. I feel you. I
That's what
feel
we do.
you. Speaking of New Year, New Jersey, not New Jersey, but a New Jersey, Mr. Bring on the puck himself, Florida Gators. Florida Gators can't do football. Why not try the hockey? I don't blame you. You look good. You looking good, my brother. What's going on?
Hey man, what's up? What's up, man? Had a long night. Long.
Hey, we don't. This is a
Hey,
PG
look,
13-ish show.
Hey, I didn't tell people what I was doing. I just said
look, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing.
Happy New Year's to
Can we-
the audience. Yeah, we can say it. It's the first show of the new year.
Okay, so this is a two-part question. I was thinking about because I was taking down my Christmas decorations earlier today, right? And I'm like, how late in the year or how early does one take off the Christmas decorations from the house?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Jesus.
Hey, look, them jokers might stay up. It just depends on how I feel. Throw some pink bulbs in there, Valentine's Day.
Oh,
Put some red, white, and blues in there, 4th of July. Let's go.
Look,
You
depending
still got
on when you put up,
Christmas lights on 4th of July. That's what you're telling me.
Hey, red, white, and blue, 4th of July.
depending on when they put the lights up, should dictate how soon you take them down. I guess I don't know, but I think
light bills to dictate that.
yeah, and the light bills will sure enough dictate when you go take the mugs down.
All right. Well, that is true because I already plugged them in after the sun went down. You know, that way the outside. There's no point in lighting up the house when it's still light outside. It's been a crazy week, and we're not even talking about sports right now. It's just been a crazy week in the world that we live in. We got the gypsy lady out of prison. We got Tiny and T.I. might be going to prison. We got Kevin Hart spewing truths, lies.
Cat Williams doing
I
that.
mean, Cat Williams is the one spewing whatever he was spewing.
What did I say?
You
Kevin
say
Hart.
Kevin Hart.
My bad. I was just watching Kevin Hart on that broadcast last night. Yeah, that's crazy. Cat Williams, yes, has been man. We're on what day 6 of 2024, and I'm
You just
telling
got
you,
here. Right.
a
Just got
lot
here.
is going on, even in the sports world. And that's what we're here for, right? All sports matter. It's been insane. I'm trying to tie up both, but I guess a little pop culture never hurts anybody, right? A little pop culture never hurts.
I mean, we always start off,
Is there anything that Cat Williams said that was that off the wall or that on point?
I mean,
Didn't he say something about reading 300 books a year or something like that?
no, he 3,000.
3,000 books a year. Okay, my bad.
He also said he ran a 4.4 or 4.140 or something like that.
He also said he could outsmoke Snoop.
Which
I'm
is
just saying.
everybody knows. I'm like, dude, cut it out. Cut it out. So Snoop is literally a walking blunt. Period.
Exactly. He
And
said he could
everybody
outsmoke
knows.
Snoop. So, take what you will from that interview and grain of salt with the rest of it.
I don't get it. We got a convict jumping over a judge's
That was hilarious.
He-
I mean, now that we know the judge was okay, nobody
Right.
got harmed. That was hilarious because he cleared it. Like he jumped, he cleared it.
I mean,
He needs to teach Top Dollar how to go over the top rope.
Yes, Lord.
I
Yes, Lord.
can't see who is doing. Okay, here we go. I finally found it. Gotcha. Joseph Lyons, Happy New Year. David Leroy Hardy, Happy New Year. The truth doesn't need motivation. You are absolutely right, Mr. Joseph Lyons. I just want to make sure I get on point with these comments. Want to make sure say, hey, thank you for joining us on this fine Saturday, Three Kings Day. For those that celebrate that, it's, you know, yeah, it's definitely. I guess, yeah, it's the Three Wise Men, Three Kings Day. It's January 6th. Yeah.
Three Kings.
Hey, yeah, there's three kings and the baby's in the manger right now. JB is not with us. We put him in the manger for the day. We put him out the pasture. No, he hey, as he always says,
the party for sis. Congratulations
right.
on her graduating
sis graduated. You know, hey, life be life, as we always said. But this show will continue, whether it's four of us, whether it's one of us. We vow to continue this show every week if we can, when we can. We can't do it. We couldn't do it yesterday. We did it today. We're here on a beautiful Saturday. It was nice in Texas. I don't know how's that. What's the weather like over there in Alabama?
No, not yet. It's kind of dreary here.
It's been dreary since Monday, or has it been dreary since?
Well, I haven't been in Alabama. You know, I've been working on the road all week. I just got back yesterday.
Okay. Well, then I will come to you, our resident Alabama fan. How has the weather been in the skies of the Crimson Tide?
Oh, you're real lean for that. You did that. You know, the week started off rough a little bit, but it is what it is. Hey, man, it was a good season. I really don't like Tommy Rees. Really don't like him, and I really want him to go back to Notre Dame. Like,
hey, we don't need him.
Want him to go back. Like, y'all can get him.
We don't need him anymore.
We'll gladly pay y'all to take him back because he's yours. You deserve it.
They might see next year in the 12-team playoff, but this week, the Alabama Crimson Tide lost to the Michigan Wolverines.
Yeah,
one-score game. I think they had Ezekiel Elliott playing center, and they hiked it to the quarterback, and the rest was history. Alabama's no longer in college football championships.
Yeah, we're out of it. And strange enough, the center who continued to have issues on and off during the season, and especially in that game, he jumped in the transfer portal, even though he was the starting center.
Oh yeah, rumor has it like when he snapped
Ohio State.
He's at Ohio State now.
Well, yeah. I'm saying, rumor has it when he snapped that ball, the last play of the game, right? He took off his jersey, he did the deuces like Antonio Brown, and he ran off the field as Milroe was getting molly-whopped at the 5-yard line because nobody decided to block, or he ran into the lines. Then I don't know which one was which.
The play call was horrible, honestly, but you know, it is what it is. But then on top of that, he snapped it low. So Milroe had to squat down low to get the ball. So he lost all momentum he would have had if he'd have got the ball snapped to him. So it was just a gambit of things, but literally, that was a terrible play call.
Here's one thing I realized rewatching that Swamps of Gainesville back when. I'm pretty sure they had a different title of the story. But either way, Tim Tebow never took it north-south. He took it one way or the other, found a little groove. I knew the moment Milroe took one step forward, it was done. Game was over. But
I was praying that wasn't
for some reason. And when he runs the ball, it's always left or right. He finds a hole, he takes it. He's a good runner, but that last play, for some reason, decided to end at the line of scrimmage.
I didn't understand that play call at all. Like, fourth down, throw the ball. I mean, throw the ball.
I mean, even if you go play action to throw the ball, throw the ball. Throw the ball.
I didn't understand that play call at all. I mean, it's not like they were on the 1 yard line.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? So I didn't understand the play call at all.
You do that brotherly shove, as they say, the tush push, and hey, Philly gets their praise. But for some reason, at the 5-yard line, they called it. They said, "Hey, do what you got to do," and they didn't do anything to win that game. Now, Was it good? It was a good game. It was a good game. So it's hard to say good Michigan, bad Alabama. But after the game, Jim Harbaugh said that J.J. McCarthy is the best Michigan quarterback has ever seen.
Stop it. Cap. Hard cap.
Clank, clank, clank.
I mean,
yeah.
At Michigan, we're going strictly off what happened at Michigan, right?
Right.
We're not talking about what happened, in a 20-year career in the NFL, right?
No, just Michigan.
No.
Just Michigan.
So who's in the conversation then?
Well, Tom Brady did bring him a championship.
And I'm gonna say this: Brady was no slouch at Michigan. Brady was.
When he split, he wasn't even a full-time quarterback.
Yeah, Brady didn't start the first.
He didn't start.
Years. He didn't start his senior year.
Yeah, I think he did. Right? But he was because you know who he came in and beat in the bowl game. He beat Alabama.
Yep.
He beat Alabama. He came in, I think, midway in the season or something like that. But he played in the bowl game against Alabama, and he mauled him. I mean, he mauled him. I'm trying to think. Michigan quarterback. That's a big statement, man.
It kind of for me, I guess, because Harbaugh went to Michigan, right?
Yeah.
So I guess you know what I'm saying. He has more for me, I guess. I mean, and he could have recency bias, but he has more authority.
But what other quarterback comes at you when we talk about Michigan quarterbacks? Drew Henson?
And that's what I'm saying. So is he wrong?
Denard Robinson, like Mr. Lyons just said, Denard Robinson. No.
And I mean, Chad Henne has the most yards of a Michigan quarterback because Chad Henne almost threw for almost 10,000 yards while he was at Michigan.
Chad Henne was a beast in college.
He was a monster.
And NFL is a whole different world, but
right. And
I guess Brian Griese. I forgot about Brian Griese.
And Brian Griese was there. Yeah. And I mean, you still got John Navarro.
But I mean, okay, so
think about this.
Me looking this up real quick. J.J. McCarthy 26-1 at Michigan.
He's now. Is it because of J.J. McCarthy or is it because of a great defense and a good team overall?
Are we gonna do that? Because Alabama had a lot of great players come through there, but we say this guy was a beast. This guy was a beast.
I will say this: as far as quarterbacks at Alabama, I'd say McCarron is probably the best we've had due to the fact of his leadership abilities. He's not stat-wise the best, but A.J. McCarron is my pick for Alabama. But literally, I forgot they had John Navarre at quarterback at Michigan. They had Devin Gardner. He was good in college. All three of them were really good, and they put up decent numbers. So, I mean, I'm not going to knock him for his.
He's supposed to say that. Let's start there. He's supposed to say J.J. McCarthy.
I'm not going to knock him for it.
I mean, I guess for me, like I said, he has more authority to make that, to proclaim that, seeing as though he was a quarterback there himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's his alma mater.
Yeah.
It is.
And even though Brady wasn't like a superstar, Brady still threw for almost 5,000 yards while he was there for 3 years. So,
yeah, he just barely played. He was always under something.
He was always under something.
Yeah.
He still put up 5,000 yards.
I mean, McCarthy has, 6,000.
He has 6.
Sixth all time. He's tied with Denard Robinson for most career total touchdowns.
So it's safe to say that he has an argument to make that argument.
Exactly. That's what I said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no problem. He has an argument.
That's fine. We're going to move on. But on the flip side, we had another game. Ended up late. I kept dozing off, but I watched the end as Michael Penix. My guy. I just want to say that. My guy. I had him as the Heisman. Obviously, he didn't win, but I had Washington beating Texas. I like Penix. Is he, to me, I guess it's a two-part question. I guess Mr. Dorsey here, Mr. Lyons, excuse me. Mr. Lyons, you said it correct. He asked a question. What is your thoughts on Michael Penix future in the NFL? Let's start there. Why not? And where does he fall in the draft? Two-part question. That was it.
He's going to be a first or second round pick. I mean, I think that much is pretty much guaranteed. One or two, he's going to go first or second round. It's going to be how these teams look at that injury history of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's torn both knees, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, both.
So it's going to depend on how teams, how those medicals come back, how those teams value, you know what I'm saying, how their evaluation of those medicals. As far as talent on the field, he's a first rounder. You know what I mean? Like, without a doubt, he's a first rounder based on just talent. But of course, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to base it on just his talent because he has such an extensive injury history.
Yeah. He depending on the team, he can go early, first round. Depending on how it falls and what the needs are at the time. He's got the talent. Like Flex said, it's those injuries. Those injuries, man, how much of a part will they play in it? But when it comes down to it, I mean, getting on the field, I ain't gonna lie, he's making himself some money this year because he is balling. He is balling.
I got it projected even top 10, if I'm being honest with you.
I wouldn't be mad.
I think 5 quarterbacks go top 10.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So does Bo Nix go top 10?
He's going to go first and second round. I think he won't be there. He won't be there by the third round.
I think Bo Nix would.
I'm not going to say he's going to go
fall
first.
into the Lamar Jackson category where they were 4 or 5 quarterbacks, and then Lamar Jackson made it that 5 at the end of the first round. I think that's where he will fall.
But who's the 5 that you got going in the top 10?
Well, we're talking about Caleb Williams should be the first overall quarterback anyway. First quarterback taken. I'm not saying he's going number 1. First quarterback taken off. Then we're looking at the kid from LSU, looking at Marcus May.
Drake May. You were about to say it right.
I was like, Marcus.
You overthought yourself.
I don't know why Drake May doesn't sound right to me. I don't know.
Marcus May, he's a safety.
Yeah.
Drake May don't sound right to me. I don't know why. I keep talking myself out of that.
Drake. Yeah.
And then I'm missing one. Who am I missing?
Let's see, you did Drake.
I mean, unless you're gonna go Penix, that's 4.
And Penix is the 4. And then Bo Nix is my number 5. But I think Bo Nix is at the end.
You got Bo Nix over.
No. I think Bo Nix will be the end of the first round. So 4 top 10, Bo Nix to the end of the first round.
You got him going over McCarthy?
Yeah. I think even if McCarthy wins, he's not the type of quarterback the NFL team are looking for. It's kind of like putting him in the same mantra as Stetson Bennett, where the guy's a winner, but is he a number 1 quarterback?
Stetson Bennett was also like a 40-year-old rookie, though. So
an alcoholic 40-year-old.
Well, I mean, he's lived a long life. He has some issues.
Right.
He's lived a very long life.
That's where I got my quarterbacks. 4 in the top 10. Bo Nix being number 5.
I'm inclined to agree with you, but I can't because I just don't know if they're going to, if Phoenix had no medical issues, no, you know what I'm saying, I would be 100% right there with you, you know what I'm saying, 4 in the top 10. I absolutely agree with that. I just don't know if teams are going to be willing to spend a top 10 pick on somebody who's torn both knees. Will they spend a first round pick? I think so, but I think it's more like, 15 to 20 type deal with him.
I will say this. If they would spend a first round pick on Sam Bradford, they'll spend one on Penix. Because remember,
Sam Bradford's still getting paid by like 2.
And he's still getting paid right now.
They overevaluated.
Well, let's look at the teams that need quarterbacks and drafting in the top 10, right? And this is in no particular order. We're looking at teams like New Orleans, Minnesota, Atlanta, Giants, The Commanders still got a lot of questions with Sam Howell. Carolina, do they stick with?
No, they're not gonna. They don't have. They don't have a pick
anyway. They don't have a pick anyway. I caught myself. We're talking about New England. We're talking about Tennessee. We're talking about the Jets. You know, and I get it. They suffer one more year with Aaron Rodgers, but why not pick a quarterback to sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a year?
So let's go through that. Let's go back through the list one by one.
One more team, Las Vegas.
Let's go back to that list one by one, though.
Okay.
So name them. You said New Orleans first, right?
This is it was in no particular order.
I think they ride Derek Carr another year because they're not going to get one of the top 2, 3, 4 quarterbacks. So if they do get somebody, it's going to be one of the second tier type guys. You know what I'm saying?
But isn't that where Bo Nix will fall into place for them later on?
Well, no, not if you're saying that he's a first round pick.
If he's available,
I guess for me, I'm grouping all the guys that are likely first round picks into one tier.
So Bo Nix is not a first round pick to you.
It's not that. I don't think New Orleans spends a first round pick on a quarterback. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Who's the second team?
Minnesota.
They're likely to go after their quarterback, but
Minnesota now picked to 20-something probably.
Exactly, and I was about to say that's where you're going to get into that Bo Nix there.
No,
that would be a good landing spot for him.
A team that we
I don't know if he'll be there.
One team we forgot to mention, Denver Broncos, because they're going to move on from Russ.
Yeah,
but okay. So I guess for me, you know what I'm saying, like. You said it yourself. There's probably 4 or 5 quarterbacks that are first round. Of course, teams over-evaluate quarterbacks. So where we think Bo Nix might be 30-something, he might go into the 20 to 25 range. You know what I mean? Because teams over-evaluate quarterbacks. I agree with whoever just said that. New Orleans, they're not going to. I said that they're not going to.
So I'll ask you this: would you put? I ask both of y'all this: would you put JJ McCarthy and Bo Nix in the same category? As far as late first rounder, second rounder quarterbacks,
I would, because I don't think McCarthy makes it to the third round either.
I don't think McCarthy will make it to the first round, but I would grade Bo Nix right now higher than I would McCarthy.
Well, Bo Nix is in the same category as Stetson Bennett, right? Like a 20-something-year-old rookie.
But
that dude was in college for like 10 years, man. I don't know how he.
I just want to throw it out there. The kid still hasn't graduated from Georgia.
He's not going. But the part about Bennett and Bo Nix, Bennett was in college a long time, and he developed a little bit, but Bo Nix developed a lot when he got to Oregon. His game changed incredibly, exponentially when he got to Oregon. And it may be the program.
Does that make him a system quarterback?
He might. I'm not going to fight you on that one.
Because he ran two different systems from Auburn to Oregon.
It's a fair question.
At Oregon, it was more of a spread you out. And he was not throwing deep. Like let's
he hit sometimes
he didn't have to because Oregon had so much speed.
Right. Now question. If he falls into the late first, early second, and Denver goes out and they put they take a risk on him.
Yeah.
Do you think he'll fit in that program with Peyton and Jerry Jeudy and Sutton and all of the receivers they have there?
I would take this.
I'm not 100% sold.
Hold on, let me take this one because we all agreed already that the offense was never the issue in Denver.
Exactly.
The offense was never the issue in Denver. Russ wasn't the issue. The only thing it was a personal issue between Russ. It was personal. Russ and the coach. So
there's still
all that was.
Yeah, but I think we can all agree that Russ is probably gone.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to be back in Denver.
Yeah.
And they're going to need a quarter. I mean, you're not going to go into next year with Jarrett Stidham as your quarterback one.
Not at all.
And they can't afford to go in
He's not a quarterback
they're going to owe Russ something like upwards of
$85 million.
Yes. So you're going to have to draft well, and they're going to have to take some risks.
The one thing Denver has going for himself, as far as owing Russ that money, is that Denver is owned by the Walmart. You know what I mean? So they got the bread.
They got the money. They got the money.
We got a lot to talk about, but before we continue on, there is still a college championship game to be played on Monday. Since we started with college, we'll end with college here. Who do you guys have winning on Monday? And let's go by how much? Chef?
I've done horrible this off season as far as my picks, but I'm gonna say Washington pulls it out. I'm gonna say Washington pulls it out, and it's gonna be a close one. I say Washington pulls it out. Score will be 27-24.
Okay.
When we made our initial picks, I had Michigan and Texas, with Michigan winning. Man, it's hard for me to pick against Michigan. Against Washington, but I gotta stick with my guns. And I said Michigan. I don't want to sound like a turncoat now, but it's gonna be a better game than a lot of people think. I didn't think Washington was gonna get past Texas. To be honest. So in this Big 10 national championship game, I got Michigan, and it's like Rob said, it's going to be close, but I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be something like 42-36 type game.
Oh wow!
I'm gonna meet both of y'all halfway. I too pick Washington, but I actually got Washington blowing them out. I don't think Michigan, for the reason I don't think Michigan has the offensive potency that Washington does. Washington can score on every down, every possession. Michigan don't have that. They started off hot, then Alabama lulled them to sleep for a while. Go ahead, Fleck.
No, go ahead.
I just don't think Michigan has. They don't have the offensive potency to keep up with a team like Washington. Now, will the defense come up, make some plays, special teams, things of that nature? I will give them that. I will give Michigan that regard as far as special team play, a defensive pick six, because Penix is throwing it all over the place. He's throwing for 350 yards. Easy.
And that's what I was about to say. You know what I'm saying? Where you saying Michigan might not have the offense to keep up with Washington. Wow. I don't know if Washington's defense is as good as Michigan's defense either.
I got a 42-27.
Washington, you got 42-27.
Yes.
The only reason why I say it's going to be a close one is because their secondary is nice. Michigan's secondary is really good, but Washington's receiver core is insanely good too. So
that Washington offense is flowing.
It's weird, but like I said, for me, I think Michigan's defense makes a couple of more plays than Washington's.
And it's possible. It's possible. I just don't think the Michigan offense has what it takes for them to put up 42. Now, do I believe the defense could, obviously do a pick six special team? Yes, I agree with you there. But I don't think the offense has enough to beat them 43-42 type game. It's going to have to come down to that defense making some plays. I'll give you that. But I watching Michael Penix's last game, it was like a work of art.
Yeah,
he looked so good.
He was
so good against a great Texas team. Texas is not a slouch.
I really hope, the injuries don't follow him to the NFL, because I'm excited. He's a lefty. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I'm a lefty. So anytime I see a lefty throwing the ball, man, I'm just like, I'm in awe. You know what I mean? So I hope the injuries don't follow this young man to the NFL, and we can see him have a 15-year, 20-year career in the NFL playing that thing left-handed.
I would appreciate it at least a 10-year career. Do what Andrew Luck did. Andrew Luck, I think, only played like 8 years, but he walked away differently concussions wise. But a 10 to 12-year career for any quarterback to me is successful when they're starting the whole time, not just being backups. So I'm hoping he closes it out. He solidifies his number one round pick, a team There's lots of teams coming this draft that needs a quarterback.
Yeah, I think the winning quarterback of this game, whether it's McCarthy or Penix, is going to see their draft stock get bumped up a little bit.
Oh yeah, no question.
So we we're moving on. We're staying on football though. Week 18. Week 18 only started 3 years ago? This is the third year of a week 18.
Seems like an eternity.
And I want to say, I don't think we've ever seen a week 18 that's still wide open as it is this weekend.
It's wide open and dead at the same time.
Yeah, depending on which team you're talking about and which conference.
Well, the top 4 teams is already locked in place pretty much.
And the bottom 4 teams,
here's where I flip the script though. You got a team that can win a division and not make the playoffs, possibly if it goes the other way.
Buffalo
can go all the way to win a division to not make the playoffs. That's how wide open this weekend is.
They can get all the way up to the number 2 seed.
Yeah, they can get all the way up to a number 2 seed, or they can.
That is crazy.
So you know what? We'll start there since we open Pandora's box. What do we have when it comes to Miami Dolphins? The game is in Miami, by the way, against the Buffalo Bills. Who closes it out? Does Buffalo lose and not make the playoffs? Does Miami win? Buffalo make the playoffs? Does Buffalo win the division? Miami's still in the playoffs. What do we got?
Miami has, in the last few weeks, lost a big part of their defense and a big part of their offense. Jalen Waddle went down. Then this past week, Bradley Chubb tore his ACL. He's out.
Still not playing. Just want to throw that out there.
But I mean, at the running back position, they kind of Chan
picked up the slack.
So,
but I thought
that's not as big of a deal as.
No, most of it's hurt still.
Yeah, both are still hurt.
He didn't play last week. And he's not going to play tomorrow. So
right. But with them, missing Waddle, missing Chubb, it just seems like Josh Allen is like playing his best ball right now.
He is.
So it's kind of I'm not going to pick against Buffalo. I got Buffalo winning that one, but it's more so because of what Miami's missing than what Buffalo has. I don't understand what's going on with the Stephon Diggs, man. Like he hasn't had a good game in like months.
Weeks and months.
You know what I mean? So I don't know what's going on there.
Fantasy wise, I'm okay.
You know what I mean? So
fantasy wise, I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, I wasn't okay with it fantasy wise. I had him on one of my teams, but still, fantasy's over with. I
like to caveat question though. Why does Miami always seem to fall apart towards the playoffs? Last year they didn't have Tua, going into the playoffs. Now this year, no Waddle, no Mostert, no Chubb, no Xavier Howard.
And Cheetah's in a walking boot, isn't it? Isn't Cheetah in a walking boot?
He's been hurt in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, but he's playing though.
I know he's gonna play, but yeah, I was like, I wonder how much. Well, he's gonna beat Cheetah. So
and then Buffalo has been leaning on James Cook. Like they got a run game that they can lean on. You know what I mean? Outside of Josh Allen being the de facto runner.
It's the first time we've seen a running game with Josh Allen.
Exactly. So I mean, I got Buffalo winning that one, man. I don't know if it's gonna be a blowout or not, but I got and they're missing linemen too. I got Buffalo winning now. I just don't see an injured Miami Dolphins team making much noise right now.
Yeah, I have to agree. I'm going with Buffalo on this one. Due to all the injuries, like all of the injuries they have, it's almost impossible to be able to overcome that, especially against a strong Buffalo team when they're hot.
Now, seeing Buffalo in the playoffs is always. Now, I'm not a Buffalo fan by no means. I actually dislike their fan base.
Buffalo?
Yeah.
Oh, I hate them.
But
I'll say it for you.
But seeing them in the playoffs is always a better matchup, regardless of who's playing, than seeing them out of the playoffs. So we're assuming Buffalo wins. We're on agreement. We believe Buffalo wins. They'll take the number 2 seed. Miami will fall to number 6, where they will play Buffalo again, but this time at Buffalo in the first round of the playoffs. That's just how the cookie crumbled.
And what's crazy is I wouldn't be surprised if Miami won that one.
That's the one I think they would win. So that would be the one where they get a lot of players back.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would not be shocked.
Hey.
And that would probably be the game we see not top 10 Josh Allen.
Right.
Buffalo struggled last week, but that was more Bill Belichick than it was.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick can always coach a defense. I don't care what everybody say. Their defense is ready to play, regardless of what their record is. And he made Josh Allen look not top 10.
Easy. Like anybody who tries to say Belichick is not a great defensive-minded coach can go argue with a wall. I'm not hearing it.
Now again, all rumors have Belichick moving on for New England.
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke coming out of New England right now.
Looks like there's a trade on the table for him to be traded to LA, the Chargers.
And also hearing out of Nashville that Vrabel might be traded to New England.
Yeah.
Look, I just really, 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 really want Tennessee to stop. Don't mess this up for me. Let me see if my Baltimore Ravens going to do what they need to do and get Derrick Henry in a black and purple jersey. That's all I'm asking.
So, okay, hold up. So, I'm glad you went with it. So Dalvin Cook, you just said he's washed up.
I don't like it. Sure
Derrick Henry just turned 30. We already know running backs on the wrong side of 26, 27
usually down
are declining. You know what I mean? And he is. You know, I love Derrick Henry. Love him. He has not been explosive this year, like at all. He has not been the Derrick Henry of even 2 years ago.
I just want to throw a caveat out there, gentlemen, before you carry on. I want to throw a caveat that Raheem Mostert is 31 and second in the league in rushing touchdowns.
But Mostert has also, before he got to Miami, been a backup. You know what I'm saying? Or a practice squad player. He hasn't so he doesn't have.
And the Ravens got Melvin Gordon, who just tore ACL last week. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't make this even worse than it already is.
Who made the last comment? The Dalvin Cook.
Now I will say this.
I've been trying to get Rob to understand this.
I hope
I'm wrong.
Too. I'm praying I'm wrong. I really do. I really hope I'm wrong about Dalvin Cook, and I hope he has a very great season, and we end up getting that good, strong back that we can have in the backfield. I just don't see it.
You know.
All I'm saying is it's a low risk, high reward situation.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like you're getting him for peanuts for the rest of the year.
But you know what?
It's not like you're making a 5-year, $100 million deal with him. You're getting him for peanuts for the rest of this year. If it don't work out,
okay, that we're not discussing though, and I'm surprised you haven't brought up, Rob, is Gus Edwards is 4th in the league in touchdowns,
and he is playing exquisitely, but he is also a share back. And he's used to being a backup.
Right, and that's where Mitchell came in before he got hurt. And Justice Hill has been doing great as the other scat back.
Justice Hill is amazing, but he's injury prone. That's my only issue with him.
All the running backs and Ravens are injury prone.
Rob,
everybody on my team is injury prone.
Rob, read that last comment.
That was terrible. Yeah,
that's not exactly what I told you.
Now that's the other thing.
Is that not exactly what I told you?
It could get interesting. It could very well be very interesting because our new offensive coordinator is crazy good.
Did I not tell you that exactly?
Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's verbatim what you said. Verbatim.
Green Bay Bears game. All right.
Oh,
we got a couple games today, right? We got a couple games, and they're not just throwaway games. You can look at these teams. And obviously, Ravens are sitting down their entire organization today. But
they really are.
The Steelers with a win and a Buffalo loss makes the Steelers playoff worthy. And then in the evening game, we got the Texans and Colts. Texans win, Texans are in. So Couple of interesting games we got going on this afternoon. So we're gonna go quickly.
Well, the
Steelers, Ravens.
Texans Colts, the winner of that game is in.
Wins the division, right?
Jags lose.
If the Jazz got Tennessee, so,
right? Yeah.
Unless
he'll start, and then that he might try to go out and try to.
And the Jags,
I want him to lose.
The Jags are a little bit interesting because the Jags are not playing Trevor Lawrence right now, as it seems, not official, but it seems that he's not going to be playing. And Christian Kirk is back, which we thought we was lost for the season, but Christian Kirk got activated today. Agnew out for the year, Christian Kirk in. If you realize Christian Kirk went out, they lost 4 straight. So he might be the heartbeat that team needs. Might be. We don't know what goes on in the locker room. So that could be interesting.
Let me go ahead and say, as one of the people that thought that was a ridiculous move when they paid all that money to Christian Kirk, sir, you have outperformed that contract.
Well,
I am very humbled to say you have played great.
I think that was the collective community.
Across
but
everybody outside of Duval County.
But we weren't talking skill set. We were not talking skill set. We were talking about resetting the market for wide receivers.
Right.
It was at 14, and all of a sudden it jumped to 17 with Christian Kirk signed. And we're like, whoa.
But and the thing is why was he like? And that was my thing. Like, this dude hasn't done crap. Why is he getting this? Why is he getting paid like that? And he done nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was wrong also, sir.
Because the Khan family got money to throw away.
He has earned every penny.
He's earned it all.
I was wrong, sir.
Yeah. So real briefly, we go today only. Chef. Yeah, I'm not going to start with you on this one.
No, take your time.
Flex, Steelers, Ravens. Who wins today? And there's no knock on the Ravens because obviously, again, the Ravens are sitting down the entire organization today.
Right, and that's why I think the Steelers are winning them, because it's not a knock on the Ravens, but like you said, they're playing their practice squad against the Steelers. You know what I'm saying today. So
and to caveat on that
I got Pittsburgh winning that one.
Okay,
it's gonna be close though, because Mason Rudolph. It's a John Harbaugh led team.
Well, you said it right there. You briefly mentioned it, and I'm gonna go to Rob when you mentioned Mason Rudolph. Has it been a resurgence in the Mason Rudolph sweepstakes?
So Mason Rudolph, I got to give him his props. He's been playing. He's been playing well. I can't be mad at him.
I'm laughing at the comment.
Really good. And I'm not a fan, but hey, I got to give him his props. I hope that we can pull it out, because I know Tyler Huntley said he's going all out today, because regardless of who's playing, he wants this win, because we don't want to get swept by the Steelers this year, because we lost to the Steelers earlier. So I got Baltimore winning in a very close one, and I'm saying 20-17.
Gentlemen, real briefly, I'm going to throw this question since I believe I have to. Who starts at quarterback for Pittsburgh next year? Mason Rudolph, Kenny Pickett, or a third party? We're assuming Trubisky is not coming back.
Russell Wilson is that's who I was about to say. I think they're going to take a flyer on Russell Wilson.
Interesting. I didn't see that coming. I didn't even think about that.
I think I'm going Russell Wilson also.
Yeah, because they ain't going to have to pay him nothing.
Right. And
what do you mean? They're going to have to pay them.
Out of the teams that are rumored to be in on Russell Wilson, you got Pittsburgh, you got Atlanta, you got New England. I don't think he's going to New England, not without Belichick being there.
And I don't think
he ain't going to Atlanta because Future's going to terrorize him, so he ain't going to Atlanta.
Just be mindful that somebody has to pick up the tab at $38 million next year.
No. So this is the thing.
If they cut him, no. They're going to cut him.
Nobody's going to trade for him.
Nobody's going to trade for him.
Many teams want him. I believe they will trade for him.
Nobody. Because they know
that it's just like the Derek Carr situation. Exactly. They knew the Raiders were getting rid of him. Why am I going to give you a pick for it?
Yeah.
It's sad. Denver tipped their hand when they sat him. If they hadn't sat him, and
they could have did something.
Support behind him, whether it was false, and you know what I'm saying. I think they could have probably got a team to give up a third or fourth round pick.
Right.
But no, nobody's trading for him at this point.
But they know that
Denver's getting rid of him.
Right. They know their position between the head coach and Russell Wilson, and they know that if they make it to March, and they don't cut him by March, I think it's 9th, they're going to owe him something like 39 or 40 mil next year. So they're going to cut him before that time.
They still got to pay him regardless.
And they're going to have to pay him. That's why we said Pittsburgh can get him for virtually nothing. Yeah, virtually nothing.
And I can see him, he'll have a strong running game with Najee Harris, Jaylen Warren behind him. He'll have receivers and Pickens and Deontay Johnson to throw to.
Yeah.
Got a tight end and move. It's there. You know what I'm saying? They have a year for him to, somewhat replicate what he did in Seattle.
And the defense is
and Mike Tomlin,
to that defense.
And Tomlin is a respected coach. He's not gonna have that Peyton stigma hanging over him all year like he did.
Player coach at that, a respected player coach.
We're going to move on to the second game of this evening, the Texans and the Colts. Mind you, Texans are getting back a lot of players this evening. Stroud obviously is healthy. Will Emerson is dressing. Laramie Tunsil, Mr. Gas Mask Poker himself.
That's the big piece.
Is coming back tonight. Texans Colts, who do you guys have?
And you said it with Tunsil coming back. That's the piece that I think that Texans team needed to get back. I got the Texans winning. I got the Texans winning. It's not going to be a blowout because Gardner Minshew has proved all year that those Colts and that Colts defense also. Yeah, let's not talk over the Colts defense. They played phenomenal all year.
You ain't lying.
So, but I got the Texans winning this one. But it's gonna be a close one. It's gonna be like a I don't know. It's gonna be like it won't be a shootout. I don't think it'll be a shootout, but it'll be like a 17-14 type game.
Why wouldn't it be a shootout? The Colts offense,
because both defenses,
passing offense has been spectacular.
Both defenses are insane.
Have been playing pretty good all year.
Exactly. And they create chaos. Both defenses create chaos.
And that Texans offense hasn't been as explosive since Tank Dell went down. Tank Dell was the guy that took the top off the defenses.
Yeah, once Tank Dell went down, it changed everything.
Well, also Stroud was dealing with some health issues. But gentlemen, what do you got?
I got the Texans winning 17-14.
I got the Texans winning in a super close one. And I'm gonna say the score ends up 17-16, straight up. I think it ends up being a super close one.
Due to time, we're not going to go through every game that's on week 18 tomorrow, but follow us tomorrow morning on the Parlay Period app for our All Sports Matters radio show, 11 Eastern, 10 Central. We do the damn thing. We break down the NFL preview show Sunday mornings, but we will talk about a couple games here today. And then we'll break down all the games tomorrow. And there it is, Vibe95station.com or the Parlay Period, the actual period on the app. Look us up. We try to do it for y'all. We try to, I'm not gonna lie to you, we try to do it for us first and foremost, but we try to do it for y'all. We put the information we can. We're just regular Joes talking sports. But I'm gonna start with, what game are you guys looking forward to tomorrow? Let's start there. Fleck?
The Buffalo-Miami game. Without a doubt, that's the game I'm looking forward to because
I was hoping you brought a new game since we talked about that one, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I was trying to open up to other games, but you're not wrong.
You asked me which game. I mean, there is no other game that I'm interested in, to be honest with you.
It's the game of the week. There's no denying that.
You want me to say Los Angeles and San Francisco when there's nothing on the line there? But Dallas, Washington, where I think Dallas is going to blow them boys out the water.
Did the Rams clinch?
Detroit Minister, no, because Detroit's already clinched. So Buffalo, Miami.
I honestly just want to. I want to see what's going to happen in that AFC matchup of the Browns and the Bengals, because even though the Browns are cruising towards the playoffs, and the Bengals
are already out.
So but it's still AFC North, and I just got a feeling it's going to, because I know Mixon is going to play because Mixon has a bonus on the line.
Now here's something.
Somebody's about to be disappointed. Whoever said Bucks Panthers, they're going to be disappointed.
Hey, you know, some people still got to go hard for their teams. You know, even if it's way out of the realm of possibility. Real briefly, though, news came out today. Not news, but an interview came out today of the Bengals. Jamar Chase said he's looking for the bag and he doesn't care if nobody else gets there. It's pretty much, obviously, that leaves T. Higgins as the odd man out in Cincinnati. What are we seeing? Obviously, a quick prediction of where we see T. Higgins next year.
I think
I would like to see him. I don't know where he ends up, but I know where I would like to see him.
Kansas City.
Huh?
He's about to say Kansas City, right?
No.
Who's about to say that?
Tennessee. I know what he's about to say. He's about to say Tennessee.
Exactly. That's what I want to see him.
I don't even know who your quarterback going to be next year.
It's going to be Will Levis.
It's going to be Levis.
Like, are you high on Will Levis? And I don't mean Oxycontin high. I mean, are you?
He's shown promise. He has shown promise. He has shown promise. That's all I can ask for. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of rookie, he showed promise. There's no way Tennessee should use a third straight year, third high pick on another quarterback. They drafted, Malik Willis in the third round 2 years ago, Levis in second round last year. So there's no way that they're going to go after another quarterback. It's Levis. It's Levis.
You'd be surprised, The Browns was drafting a new quarterback every year for like 10 seasons until they settled on Joe Flacco. Yeah, I can't even say that with a straight face. That's crazy, right?
You mean they settled on Mr. I Need a Massage?
No, I get who they settled on, but the only person that worked out was Joe Flacco, which is crazy, right? It's insane that he got to that part.
Came from the sofa to the field.
That's a good question in the comments to come back to whenever you get a chance to.
Would Jordan Love continue to own the Bears? That question?
Two more now. The Justin Fields one.
Well, that's a tough one because I don't think anybody can actually answer that. Do you reset your organization based upon a Caleb Williams who's not really proven maturity? We like his skill set, but you get to the NFL, it's a whole different animal.
I would not.
You said it a couple of weeks ago, Fleck, when we talked about Justin Fields' fifth-year contract coming up, or do you start completely over money-wise? But you have an offense already that the Bears are putting up numbers on offense.
Yeah.
So do you go out and add a Marvin Harrison Jr. on the other side of a Smith?
DJ Moore.
DJ Moore?
DJ Moore.
And then you have a Cole Kmet who's doing his thing at tight end.
Yeah.
And your running game is not as bad. Obviously, they can add more, but
you know what I can see the Bears doing? You know what I can see them doing? Just like last year, they got the first overall pick.
Trade it.
They're going to trade it.
Yeah.
They're not going to drop down. They're not going to drop down past. I can see them going to New England at 3, 4, maybe.
New England's number 2.
Number 2.
Is New England 2? Okay, my bad. So I can see. Okay, because they're not going to drop down past Arizona, because if they drop past Arizona, because I think Arizona takes Marvin Harrison Jr.
Arizona got two picks, right? I believe they got
right, but I'm talking about teams that want to come up to get Caleb Williams. Right. They guarantee Justin Fields his 5th-year option. Let him play that out. See how he, see if he can keep that spark that he had going here.
So can you bypass a stud of Marvin Harrison?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I said. I don't think they'll drop past it because they can't. If they do it, they can't drop past Arizona. That's what I was saying.
Because they are losing.
Right. So they can drop to what's Arizona picking right now? 4?
4. I believe it's 4.
I believe it's 4.
Hold up. I'll tell you.
They just beat Philly, so they just dropped down a little bit.
I'll tell you real quick. So right now they're third. The Commanders are fourth.
I was third, but okay.
I don't. If somehow the Commanders get to 3, I can see the Bears trading back with the Commanders at 3, because we know if the Commanders go up, they're going to go after a quarterback. The Patriots are going to obviously probably pretty much draft the quarterback. That'll leave the Bears at 3rd, where they can get Marvin Harrison Jr. But if they drop past the Cardinals, then they can go ahead and look for somebody else, because they're not going to get Marvin Harrison.
Now this is another thing out here. What if they do not go with Harrison and they end up drafting the wide receiver out of LSU who had the better stats?
Malik Neighbors.
I don't think he's the number 1 overall guy.
Malik Neighbors.
No. He's saying if they trade back, right?
No, they trade back. Say they trade back, and you don't.
Neighbors, he's going to go in the first.
So you would take Neighbors over Harrison.
What I'm saying is, if you can get proper,
get a big enough package, I understand.
You get a nice enough package, I would fall back and I would take Neighbors as a second, because Neighbors is still a very dynamic, very good wide receiver, and it's so hard for me to say this. I feel like I'm about to throw up in my mouth, but he's a good wide receiver. He is tough. Both of their wide receivers are tough.
I agree with Rob on that one. If they can get a package similar to what they got from the Panthers last year for the first pick, then I can absolutely see them.
I can see a team, unfortunately, like my Giants, who's known for draft day deals to get a quarterback, and I can see them doing this year's first and next year's first for that number 1 pick, and then they will still pick 5 or 6, and then get Neighbors. Yeah, get Neighbors at 5 or 6.
Hey, Flex. So.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, absolutely.
You get this
business.
I can see it.
But I will say this: because right now your Giants are slated to pick after Tennessee. If that holds up, if they trade back with the Giants, they might miss out on Neighbors, because I think Tennessee.
I think Tennessee was
or a name we haven't brought up yet, who declared for the draft this week, Brock Bowers.
Look, let me tell you something. That one,
he's gonna go top 10. I
guarantee you that one is going to change how you look at tight ends. He and Kelsey is really changing the field, but Brock Bowers is different.
Kelsey changed the field, and then Kelsey forfeited that this year.
But
I don't know what's going on in KC.
I mean, he called to the Illuminati
playing right now and continue. The kid is tough, man. He is disgustingly good.
So would because Tennessee's going to have to get something. Because I don't know if the top offensive linemen are going to be there when Tennessee gets ready to pick. They need offensive line. I mean, Tennessee pretty much needs everything, but they need offensive linemen. They need receivers. They could do. If Brock Bowers is there, I can see them absolutely taking Brock Bowers.
I put on my Oilers throwback hat just for this segment.
I like it.
So
Bowers will be gone probably by the 6th or 7th pick. He'll be gone.
There's a lot of studs out there. A couple offensive linemen, top 10. Brock Bowers, obviously, the quarterback situation will take at least 3 of the top 10, maybe 4. 2 wide receivers top 10, Brock Bowers top 10. That's your top 10. That's top 12 right there.
I see in the comments asking, can he block? Brock Bowers is a all-around tight end. He blocks well, he runs routes well, and he blocks downfield well.
And even if you couldn't, the tight end position is moving towards these faster athletes that can get out on the perimeter.
He can do both. So he can do all of it.
It's not the tight end position is not how it used to be. You know what I'm saying? Where blocking was essential to what you do.
Before we move on, what if this is obviously a what if scenarios? What if the Atlanta Falcons picked up Brock Bowers?
They're not.
I said it's a what if scenario.
But I can't even entertain that one.
I don't. There's no reason to.
They're not.
Algiers been a starter.
I don't even know if they'll be in position to.
Well, the other problem is they got to get rid of
10 right now,
my first name. They got to get rid of the dude with my first name first. So to do that, they got to draft a quarterback early. So they're not even going to be in the market to get anybody like a Bauer.
Speaking of quarterbacks, there was a question I was asked, and I will ask everybody. Obviously, I made that Atlanta. It was a joke, people, but I will answer that question. Not well, I won't, but the panel will. Who do you see as the most improved quarterback this year? We do believe in our comments. We thank you guys for joining us on this fine Saturday. Let's answer that question. Who do you see as the most improved quarterback this year? Go ahead, Fleck.
NFL wise,
yes.
We're talking NFL, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, even though he wasn't playing, but I mean, Jordan Love. I mean, dude came out of Aaron Rodgers' shadow, and I think he's like third or fourth in touchdown passes right now in the league.
I was thinking him, but he had some dud games in the middle that kind of.
But still, he's third or fourth.
That's why I was going with that first. I'm with you. That's why I was going with that first. But then I thought about those couple of games in the middle. I was like, I don't know if this kid is
okay.
Ready.
Baker. How about Baker Mayfield?
He
had a great year this year.
You just said mine. That's who I was going to say. Baker Mayfield.
He had a good year.
Yeah. He's put up some great numbers this year. I got to give him his props.
Matthew Stafford came back from injury. I'm
about to tell you one quarterback that is going to shock the world. What I'm about to say. My most improved quarterback is Dakota Rain Prescott.
Okay, I can see that.
Mainly because of the lack of interceptions. We made fun of him thinking he's going to do another 15, 16 interceptions. He's only done 5, I believe. We get it. They dominate at home as they should. They struggle on the road, as I'm glad they do. But I'm not taking away from the way he's been playing.
It's been an unusually high number of starting quarterbacks go down this year.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been the year of the backup. You know what I mean? So,
No, I could definitely see that. We half the league has a new quarterback playing, or they
exactly from and yeah, to piggyback on what you was just saying, like I saw a graphic, I can't remember where, but they showed like all the starting quarterbacks from week 1 and this was just last week, so to all the starting quarterbacks from week 17, and like you said, over half the league is on a different quarterback than what they had in week 1.
It's definitely, and that's why the Ravens get the props they do, because Lamar Jackson is the MVP, 1 on health, 2 on skill, and 3 on being dominant. He's definitely showed the form that he had when he won the MVP previous. Obviously, we wanted to see a skill set player get it, CMC or Tyreek Hill, but they both kind of fell back a little bit. Obviously, both got hurt. Yeah. But Lamar Jackson has stood tall, and he's not playing tomorrow, and the season is over. Regular season is over, and he's going to be crowned 2-time MVP. So,
I agree with everything you said there. I think, what I'm saying.
But it starts with health.
In a perfect world, CMC or Tyreek Hill would have been MVP this year. Yeah. But
the numbers.
Mr. Lamar Jackson absolutely will win in a second.
But again, it starts with health.
Yeah.
Stay healthy. You play all season, and you win. That MVP is automatic for a quarterback who's the number 1 seed, stays healthy, and puts up numbers. I'm not denying that he hasn't put up numbers, but that's like third when we're talking about the criteria of the MVP. It's like it's going to a quarterback, unfortunately. What does it take? He played all season. His team is number 1 seed. Et cetera. So it's like, okay, he got it based on he was healthy, but on top of that, he
was the quarterback of the best team.
Yeah, he did, and that was the reason why Brock Purdy was in the discussion, because he was healthy, and he was putting up the numbers, and the 49ers number 1 seed.
And then he hit the ball against a dominant defense where Lamar played a dominant defense and played out his mind.
Yeah, and it happens.
Yeah.
I mean, just random, the Panthers are expected to fire their GM.
They need to fire their owner.
They need to fire exactly, and that's what I was about to say. They need to fire.
They need to go get fired right behind him.
Well, he did
fire their GM.
Come out and say he's not giving up.
I don't understand what's going on in Carolina. As a coach, why would you want to go coach there when you know you're on such a short leash? Their last two coaches have only lasted a year.
When they let Steve Wilks go, they messed up. He was the interim, and they played hard for him, just like Antonio Pierce and the Raiders. And what are we hearing now? Jim Harbaugh Raiders. Jim Harbaugh Raiders.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And the Raiders are playing the best Raiders I've played in a while.
I don't understand how you don't listen to your franchise players, because your franchise players have already adamantly said who they want to be their head coach, and they have shown they will play their hearts out for him. Why would you even allow the conversation to go with Jim Harbaugh? Stick to your guns. You got a head coach right there in your walls that loves your organization, and the coaches and the team loves.
I actually think Antonio Pierce, and I said the same thing about Steve Wilks, so what do I know? But I actually think Antonio Pierce will get that job.
I hope he does.
I said the same thing about Steve Wilks too in Carolina, and I was terribly
wrong. The Raiders are in a position to revisit history. Last season they had Steve Buscemi finish the special teams coach, and they ended up 4-1, and they were on a high, and they were all like, "That's the guy." And all of a sudden McDaniels came available. And then he was the guy for 11 weeks, and Antonio Pierce has lost once, I believe, since he's taken over. They're 5-1, something like that. So that is insane. And when you have your number one guy, quite possibly number one wide receiver in the league, in Devontae Adams, backing up Antonio Pierce, you have to listen to your star players.
You gotta listen.
So we'll see how that goes. The hot seat is going to be hot. We already know the Chargers need a new coach. Panthers going to be looking for a new coach. What other teams are we not talking about that might need a coaching change?
Antonio Pierce is 4-4.
Is he 4-4?
No. He didn't do 8 games. He hasn't been a coach for 8 games.
Has he been a coach for 8 games?
No, he hasn't been a coach for 8 games.
I didn't think so.
Unless he was an interim coach before.
Wow. I did not know that.
No, I don't think that's right. I'm challenging the internet. I am challenging the internet. We'll blame that on Garoppolo. We'll meet halfway. We will blame that on Garoppolo. Chef, what do you guys got?
So
for us,
we're talking about, I'm going to go into college and I'm going to go into the NFL. So we're talking about the MVP award for the NFL. How many wide receivers have won the MVP award in the NFL?
You said we're going college and NFL?
I'm gonna talk about the Biletnikoff as well.
Gotcha.
But how many NFL MVPs were wide receivers?
2.
Fleck, what do you got?
Dang. So did I don't know. I'm gonna say did Jerry Rice.
I don't think Jerry Rice ever won one.
Jerry Rice never won one.
I'm gonna say I'm not knowing for a fact.
I'm just gonna throw a 3 out there just to give myself a
fighting chance.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blow your mind. There's never been a wide receiver that has won an NFL MVP award ever.
I was close.
You know what's great?
Yeah, you might be close.
My 2 that I was going with was Megatron and the guy you got in the jersey sitting behind you, Steve Largent. That's what
I would have thought.
Right.
So now the other one is Biletnikoff started in what year?
Mm-hmm.
62.
So when?
62.
1994.
I was close.
Since the inception of the Biletnikoff Award, one school has won the award 4 times. What school is that?
LSU.
Ohio State. Just because they have
2 times. 2 times only.
LSU?
LSU only has it 2 times.
Alabama, no.
Alabama only has 3.
Okay, I'm getting warmer.
You're in the ballpark.
USC.
No. They only have, I think they don't have any. No, they have 1. Marcus Lee. I forgot about him.
You got me.
Texas.
Oklahoma has 4 winners. Oklahoma. And there's only been 1 Biletnikoff winner that won back-to-back years.
I'm guessing that's Oklahoma too.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, there's 2. I'm sorry, 2. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I forgot a name. There's 2 that have won back-to-back.
Since 90.
And they were in the same conference.
Texas and Oklahoma.
Not Oklahoma, though. Oklahoma
State.
Oklahoma State.
Dez Bryant.
Nope.
Did he win what? Dez Bryant?
No. Had
What
a
the hell
huge
was
head.
Oklahoma State?
This wide receiver had a humongous head from Oklahoma State.
What the hell went to Oklahoma State?
Blackman.
That guy.
Justin
Justin
Blackman.
Blackman.
The other one played.
I'd rather sip and smoke Justin Blackman.
You said the other one what?
The other one played for the 17ers, and he went for he won back.
The fight, Crabtree.
Let me snatch your chain. Give me your chain, Mister. Give me your chain. Michael Crabtree. Yep, those are the 2
He
wide receivers that went
was
back.
in Texas Tech though, wasn't he?
He went to Texas Tech. They're from the same conference though, the Big 12.
I know when I said Texas, you was like, and that's what threw me
Yeah,
off.
I was hoping you said Tech at the
Gotcha.
on the backside.
Gotcha.
But that's what I had for this week.
Can always keep us on our toes. We appreciate that. Flag, got anything for us as we call it a day?
No, man. Join us tomorrow, like you said, on Vibe95station.com or the Parlay Period app, wherever you get your apps.
You can even tell
Type in Parlay Period. Huh?
You can even tell Alexa to play
Yeah.
TuneIn Radio.
Yeah.
Parlay, and it'll all come. Hey, we out there. We are
Yeah,
out there. 2024 merch is coming, people. The merchandise is coming. The merch train. Jump on it. Join the All Sports Matters on Facebook and YouTube. Hey, we're making it big. 2024. We are stepping our game up.
All the way.
Tune in tomorrow. We'll be back next Friday for our boy JB, who is lifing today. For the chef, Big Rob Fleck, Mr. 2.5 belts. Is that a thing? Can we?
I got a ring, so yeah, we'll call it.
2.5. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, you just want to check, if you win and don't get a tie, either way. 2.5. Let's go 2.5. All I'm saying is we're moving forward in 2024. I am your boy Amir Sharaz. We appreciate you guys. Our producer / statistician is gonna take us out. We will see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace out.
Shine through.